Imagine that you were giving birth in darkness, with smoke, cold ground, and frightened voices around you. There is no doctor, no ambulance, no medicine, and no machine listening for the baby. Only firelight, trembling hands, and a pain nobody in the group can truly explain. Today, childbirth still feels frightening, but modern humans believe help can arrive before everything breaks. A hospital means lights, tools, clean sheets, trained hands, and someone watching every dangerous signal. Now remove the hospital, remove the lights, and leave only a body fighting in the dark. That ancient darkness changes the question from childbirth to survival for both mother and child. Because back then, birth was not a private moment. It was a crisis for everyone nearby. And here, everything becomes frightening, because nobody knew which pain was normal or deadly. The group could only watch, listen, bring water, hold her, and hope morning would come. So how did ancient humans survive childbirth when the human body itself made birth so dangerous? The easy answer is that ancient women were stronger, but that answer hides the truth. They were not stone, not fearless, not magical versions of the people we are today. They felt the same terror when blood came, when breath changed, when the body weakened. An ancient childbirth was terrifying because humans evolved into a very strange kind of animal. But the strangest part begins later, when walking upright starts changing the shape of birth. To walk on two legs, the human pelvis became a narrow structure of balance. It carried the body, supported movement, and still had to open for a baby. At the same time, human babies carried heads shaped by an increasingly powerful brain. That brain would one day imagine tools, language, memory, gods, cities, and death itself. But in childbirth, that brain first appeared as one terrifying problem: a large head. The pelvis could not become endlessly wide, and the baby's head could not become tiny. So birth became a dangerous compromise between walking upright and giving life to big-brained children. But this is only half the story, because the baby did not simply slide out. A human baby had to turn, twist, and pass through a tight curved path. The head came first, then the shoulders, each part needing the body to align. If the angle was wrong, the entire birth could become a slow human emergency. No one could perform surgery, measure oxygen, stop infection, or safely solve a stuck birth. They could only use memory, hands, patience, warmth, and every lesson older women remembered. Now imagine the worst possible moment. The mother weakens, and the baby has not arrived. The fire keeps burning, the group grows silent, and every face understands the danger. Someone brings water, someone wipes sweat, someone whispers comfort, but nobody controls the outcome. The mother may bleed too much or lose strength before the child reaches air. The baby may be trapped, silent, or turned in a way nobody can fix. And after birth, danger could return quietly through infection, fever, exhaustion, or hidden bleeding. And this changed everything, because childbirth taught humans that survival was never a solo act. The woman needed support, but the group also needed her and the child to live. If the mother died, the newborn often faced hunger, cold, and a much shorter future. If the newborn survived, it still needed constant carrying, feeding, warmth, and protection from others. A human baby was helpless in a way few creatures can afford to be. It could not run, gather food, explain pain, or protect its own small body. It could only cry, and in the ancient world, crying was both danger and signal. A cry could attract predators, reveal a camp, or keep exhausted hunters awake at night. But that same cry also said something simple and powerful. I am alive, help me. But the real danger was not where you think. The deepest danger was being alone. Humans became a species that often needed another human just to enter the world. Maybe survival began not with a spear, but with someone refusing to walk away. Beside the fire, an older woman may have watched breathing, blood, sounds, and fear. She knew when to wait, when to move, and when panic would break everyone. Her knowledge was not written down. It lived in scars, memories, and repeated losses. One birth taught the next, and one woman's survival became another woman's real chance. And this is where ancient humans start looking like us, because help still matters most. Even today, birth is surrounded by machines, but fear still enters the room quietly. A person still says breathe, another watches the signs, another prepares for sudden danger. Modern tools changed the room, but they did not erase the ancient human need. At the center, there is still a small helpless life arriving through pain and fear. And there is still someone hoping the body knows how to finish this journey. But the ending is darker than it first seems, because many ancient births failed. We should not turn the ancient world into a brave and beautiful survival story. Many mothers died in the same moment that was supposed to create new life. Many babies never cried, and silence became the sound everyone feared most deeply inside. Groups lost people not only to predators, hunger, or violence, but also to birth. That is why childbirth gathered fear, rituals, prayers, songs, rules, and quiet superstitions everywhere. Ancient people could feel that life was passing through a doorway that might close. And when mother and child survived, the group witnessed something almost impossible becoming real. Not magic, not comfort, but life escaping the edge of death for one more generation. Here is the real climax of the story. Childbirth did not just create babies. It created cooperation, memory, shared fear, and the habit of protecting fragile human life. It taught humans to notice weakness instead of leaving it behind in the dark. It turned pain into knowledge, knowledge into help, and help into a survival strategy. And that is the part modern life hides from us. Independence was never our beginning. Before you had a name, someone had to hear your cry and answer it. Before you could walk, someone carried you through a world you could not understand. Before you became yourself, other people decided your helpless life was worth protecting fully. That first dependence did not disappear. It still lives beneath our pride and technology. Every hospital room still contains an ancient fire, an ancient fear, and ancient waiting. But now we hide it behind doors, charts, gloves, phones, and clean white light. Ancient childbirth shows that humans are not weak because they need each other deeply. We are human because needing each other was part of how we survived at all. Every person alive began at the border between danger, pain, and someone else's care. Our first breath was not a private achievement. It was something other people helped receive. Ancient humans survived childbirth because someone stayed close, remembered, held on, and refused to leave. And maybe that is why humans never truly learned to live completely alone afterward. If you want, the next story will reveal another ancient thing still living inside us.